All right, Shalom. Before I start, and give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahshai, Bahashem, Chachorash, the honors to the apostles, and the great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations, like Akim, walk, and learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. All right, and as you can see, the title says "Jumping the Gun Gets You Killed," and I'm doing this video based off of slot. Shalom, I'm running the video. I'll call you back in a second. Kind of shalom. All right, I'm getting the screen share switched over. All right, and for anyone that watches, the Great Millstone Camp, you'll know that these two guys from Adam Abat's team, and I'll scroll down, came Adam Abat, so this is their channel, saying a fabrication. These two guys that came up to our camp talking that silliness that the mark of the beast is spiritual. All right, teaching people that BS, which is going to lead a lot of Israel to taking the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. All right, but now you have this guy right here who he was he wasn't with us. He wasn't on our side of the line, but he initially, him and his homeboy started out in which his homeboy disappeared because he got offended. But this guy right here, he was standing on the other side of our line at Great Millstone, Detroit. I won't even say learning under us. He would just come out and listen. All right, because really he wasn't learning because he wasn't fully. We kept telling him he's a t-shirt fringes guy, and we kept telling him about it, and he didn't want to hear it. And every time we said something about it, he would get butthurt. All right, so now. It hasn't even been, 3 or 4 weeks when these guys came up to our camp, and he was there that day, and he was dead, silent, quiet. And now, not even a month later, he's out there with them. All right? And he ain't even been proven or tested for no more than a month, and he's out there with them. All right? And here in the nation of Israel, if you can't be a man and fall in line and accept order, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not dealing with you. And he couldn't deal with the fact that because the very first day him and his homie came out there, they literally, as we was getting started, tried to stand next to us like they was finna just start reading the scriptures side by side. Man, we don't know y'all cats. We don't know y'all like that. Dude didn't even have a Hebrew name. He was still going by his world name. All right. And now he out there thinking he's he was still asking us basic Hebrew Israelite 101 questions. All right. So basically the point of this video, look, man, if you can't fall in line, if you can't take orders, all right, if you have a problem with another man being over you, telling you according to scripture, not out of our own hearts, according to scripture, how things must be done, and you can't deal with it, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not dealing with you. So now a dude ran off so he can go play prophet with these guys. He doesn't even fully know their doctrine, and they don't even fully know him. It's a big joke. It's a circus. All right, let me get this. Because if he would have stayed on our side, eventually he would have came in after several months or however long it would have taken, even if it took a year, after being proven, after because we'd have built the dude up. We're not going to have him out there not knowing anything. But if he would have stayed around to get built up, then he would eventually came in, and he would have had to accept the fact. And I said it, I said it through the spirit. The t-shirt fringes is going to be the thing that makes or break him, and this is what broke him. He's one of those cats. He has to have his fringes on at work when he sleeps on the toilet. In which, yes, we know that the scriptures say that Israelite man, so the Israelites are supposed to have their fringes. But as of right now, we are under Esau, the so-called white man's captivity. It is not a smart decision to go around with your fringes on 24/7. It makes you an easy target. All right, as the scripture says, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient. All right, no. Are we scared of so-called white man? No, but we still have to function and move in his society, and the best way to do it is to be incognito as possible. We do our truth completely. We go out and push this word, and we completely separate it from these people's viewpoint. Your boss and all these bastards, they shouldn't be seeing your fringes, because then all they got to do is, oh, fringes, wait a minute, you one of them black Israelites. Oh, you're fired, and now you out homeless because you can't work, and now you gonna blame it. You gonna come blame. Hey, Jeremiah chapter 5. No, chapter 3. Let me get this, because this is what this guy did. Jeremiah chapter, or is it 2? Yeah, chapter 2. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one thy way. So he trimmed his way to seek love. Oh, well, them brothers at Great Millstone, man, they said my t-shirt fringes. And we wasn't being an asshole to this dude or nothing. We was showing him the scriptures, all right? He was showing up before camp, so we'd go in. Now, I don't know if we've bought the dude anything, to eat or drink, or if we gave him any money. But I know he was around us when we was doing stuff. So I myself, I didn't buy him nothing to eat. But if I'm not saying another brother hasn't. All right. So he was with us. He was in our. I won't say he wasn't in our congregation, but we was treating him as if he was a newly woken up Israelite. All right. And we're going to deal with him and begin to build him up, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't fall in line. So he trimmed his way to go seek love. These Adam Abbat cats. They sent him to go find. Now hold up, man. He doesn't even know where the scriptures is that he's looking for. Dude sent him to go find a scripture. It take dude about a full minute to find it. Out there, Jake is an absolute. Hey, you know what? Let me get this scripture. All right. If you can't listen to men in the flesh, you think, oh, you're automatically just going to change when the Lord returns or when the angels get here or when the elect shows up? You're just going to automatically listen to them? No, it starts now. All right. If you can't listen to men, then you people aren't going to listen to the Lord. You're not going to listen to the authorities and the principalities that are set up over you. All right. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And hey, dude, you've been rejected, bro. Rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. You wanted to be a little rebel. You couldn't gird up your loins as a man and hold still for a minute. This dude doesn't even have the Hebrew Israelite 101. He knows a certain amount of things, but he doesn't know enough to be out there teaching. All right. He was coming to us, asking us how to break down the Sabbath. He was still keeping the Sabbath. In which we know the scriptures talking about judge not a man and was it Sabbath days. But he came to us. He was still keeping the Friday Sabbath, Saturday Sabbath, and he came to us because he knew that it wasn't right, but he was keeping it. So he came to us to figure out when the actual Sabbath was. He was sitting there. We was going over the scriptures with them, breaking that down. All right. How silly does and these guys are also unlearned. They're not on any level. But how silly does a lamb, or no, a doe, a baby deer, trying to keep pace with full-grown elk? All right. And I'm not calling these guys full-grown elk. I'm calling us here at Great Millstone full-grown elk that have been seasoned through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai through our elders and apostles, or at least more grown of an animal. This guy doesn't even, there's certain scriptures you can throw at him that he probably doesn't even know exist yet, but he wanted to be out there. You have to do things decently and in order. Now let me get that. All right. Because Jake thinks this is just no, it's not. Man, Jake gonna learn the hard way. The only way an Israelite can learn is the hard way. Our people are just like that. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. And this is out of order. But hey, you want to go join them? You want to go run? And oh yeah, They didn't want to let me teach, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna teach. Okay, you go ahead and teach that. Go ahead and teach that copy and paste, watered down doctrine that Adam Abbat is so-called teaching. Go ahead and teach people that the mark of the beast is a spiritual thought or whatever. So when it actually comes, people are deceived and die. Go ahead and have your woman out there at the camp, because that is, hey, in downtown Detroit, we have certain scoffers and people out there. They're willing to fight and pull weapons on you. All right, we could have been in plenty of hand-to-cuff battles on camera, but we know how to deal with those people down there, so we always de-escalate the situation. These guys have no idea about the type of scoffers and people down there, and y'all, hey, y'all not no mighty men. So you go ahead and go play pretend Israelite, all right, and get to shouting and talking that smack to Mr. Ski Mask, and they don't even know. Hey, then we got a scoffer called Ski Mask Up, all right. That's an inside joke. Talk that smack to Ski Mask Up and watch him pull a knife out and slash all three of y'all, man. This is not a joke. You cannot step on the battleground if you are not combat ready, all right? And that's spiritual talk. This is deadly serious, all right? Now let me get this, because if you don't have all the armor, then you're not even ready, all right? And you have some Israelites who don't have all the armor. You can't step onto a battlefield and expect to win. Man, Jake boy, you know, I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can. I don't want to drag it on any longer than what it has to. But you know, this is just a little act of rebellion. This is annoying. All right. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, "But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation." All right. And then you have the one in Ephesians. All right. So you're supposed to have your spiritual armor on, which dude doesn't even have all this spiritual armor. He doesn't even know all this. If somebody came up and asked him, "Can you break down the visions that Nebuchadnezzar had, that he gave to Daniel, that Daniel broke down?" Hey, and I'm not boasting and bragging, but I, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, learned from the apostles and elders. Let me switch it back over. All right. I could give you that answer. And I'm not lifting myself up. I'm not saying I'm special, but I took the time to learn under the men that were over me. All right. When they was teaching it, writing the scriptures down, I'm willing to bet you dude couldn't do that. I'm willing to bet you he couldn't go to Revelation. All right. You ask him to break down. Let's go to Revelation, actually. Let's see. I'm not gonna. Let's see something that's controversial. Oh no. I think he was there. Ask him in Genesis what the tree was, or ask him in Genesis, was it only just Adam and Eve on planet Earth, and have him proven this. Look, man, this is not a joke. If you're not fully prepared through the Spirit, you don't need to be out there. It takes time. No one becomes the best at anything in the matter of seconds. You don't become a godlike basketball player after you shoot one throw, you pass the ball once, and you do one crossover. It takes years of practice. It takes years of repetition. All right. And you Israelites who want to jump the gun, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get fucking splayed down in the streets. All right. Unrighteously. All right. Ephesians chapter 6 says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High Power, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." And he was taken up in the wiles of the devil. He didn't have the full armor on. All right. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but wrestle against principalities, against powers." You know, let me jump down. Someone jump down to verse 15, Ephesians 6:15. No, it says, "Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness," all right, "and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace." So if you don't understand the gospel of peace, then you're not even prepared. You're not out there to. You don't have the capabilities to go out there and teach. I'm willing to bet you he can't even tell you. I'm willing to bet you dude can't even give you time periods. You ask him what was the time period of Yahushua being around? What was the time period of the Maccabees being around? What was the time period of what was the stretch between the Old Testament and the Apocrypha? What was the stretch between the Apocrypha and the New Testament? How many generations from King David to Yahushua HaMashiach? All these things. All right. I bet you he might not even fully be able to break down the name of the Most High and His Son. He might know how to pronounce it, but he probably doesn't even have a full, thorough understanding. And if you're claiming to be a prophet, you can't be out there like that. You have to learn and get groomed properly first. All right. And Jake, that want to go out and be freelancers like that, you don't want to listen, you think you just got it, you're going to be proven horrifically wrong. I was trying to remember, but there's several examples. People went out and did something against the council, or when they weren't ready, all right, and they get slain. You had in the Maccabees, and I'd, you know what? Yeah, let me get it. Actually, yeah, Khan. Hey, you know what? Brock the Yahweh Shai fits perfect through the spirit. I wasn't gonna grab it, but it actually fits perfectly now. And so I'll probably end it on this because I really want to get to the next video as well. So let me, I'll end it on this because this is what this guy just tried to do. All right, First Maccabees. Let's see, Jake. Oh, and I got another one too. Con, looking right here, I just remembered. First Maccabees chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 55. I'm gonna read through 61. So First Maccabees 5, verse 55 says, "Now, what time as Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Galaad, and Simon his brother in Galilee before Ptolemais." All right, so you had Judas, Jonathan, and Simon, basically the three leaders of Israel at that time, are great warriors. They were all fighting the battles for us in the foreign lands. Verse 56 says, "Joseph, the son of Zacharias, and Azarias, captain of the garrison." So Joseph and Azarias, the two men that they left in charge while they were gone, and more than likely they were younger men. All right. It says, "Captains of the garrisons heard of the valiant acts and warlike deeds which they had done." So they heard of the things that their, I'll say that their masters. All right, Judas would have been their top master. He heard of the things they was over there doing, fighting the battles. Verse 57, it said, "Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name and go fight against the heathen that are round about us." So when they had given charge unto the garrison that was with them, they went towards Jamniah. Then came Georges and his men out of the city to fight against them. And so it was that Joseph and Azarias were put to flight and pursued unto the borders of Judea, and there were slain that day of the people of Israel about 2,000 men. Thus was there a great overthrow among the children of Israel, because they were not obedient unto Judas and his brethren, but thought to do some valiant acts. And that's what's going to happen to do. And many of you Israelites who have an issue with order, who can't fall in line, and I keep seeing it. Dudes keep coming up. They get certain things, we tell them something, and they just spaz the fuck out loud. Then they go, we don't see them. Okay, well then good. Go out there, and you're gonna go out there and get yourself killed. Some men can dual wield a big sword. Some men can swing two swords at a time. Some men can have a bow and arrow in one hand and throwing knives in the others, and some men can't yet. All right, you have to be trained in this truth. Just like these two dudes, they didn't want to wait. They thought they wanted to go and get their self a name. And it says what? Says what? Thus was there a great overthrow among the children of Israel. And they ended up getting many of their fellow Israelites killed because they were trying to be them top dogs. Oh man, fuck that. Judas, man, Simon, they said I'm not ready yet. Man, I've killed 500 men. I'm ready. And went out there and they got punked by some damn Edomites. Got bushwhacked and knocked off and ran back to the land with their fucking nuts in between their legs like scared little dogs. All right. So that's it on this lesson. As the title says, jumping the gun gets you killed. You fall in line or you die falling out of line. That's what happens. All right. For anyone that's ever been in any sort of organized sport and you've had people that were over you, they tell you things for your betterment. All right. If you're, let's say you play baseball, you might have somebody, he's the captain of the team. He's saying, look, bro, when the ball is coming at you 90 miles per hour, all right, you hold the bat. Don't hold the bat like that. You bring your wrist over top so you have a proper grip so you can hit it. So when you smack it, you don't break your own forearms. No, I got it. No, I'm holding how I know how to hold it. And you do smack the ball and both his forearms break. And now he's crying like a little sissy. That's what's going to happen to you, Jacob. Many of you are just going to have to learn the hard way. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Al-Shai, B'Hashem, R'chachorash, the honors to the apostles, and great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akin, walk, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.